Hey guys, this is Brent Rose, and this is the video test footage from my Canon EOS R review for Gizmodo. So right now I'm shooting at 4K 24 and using subject tracking for the dogs, and I'm basically poking the dog on the viewfinder, and I can poke the other dog to switch over to it, and it actually does a really good job here. Motion looks good, color looks good. Now you will notice there's no optical image stabilization in body in the camera. And you can see just driving down here on these boards really causes it to vibrate like crazy, even with the optical stabilization on the lens. So that's kind of a big loss there. Another thing to point out is that it's very much cropped when you're shooting at 4K. So this is the full width of the sensor. This is a still photograph, so you're seeing the full thing. And at 4K, it crops in this much. That is a 1.75x crop, and that's just ridiculous. To overlay it here, I had to reduce the video size to 57%. So basically it takes your 24mm lens and turns it into a 42. It also has a lot of rolling shutter effect. You can see it in the trees there. It just kind of turns into jello when I pan back and forth. Now we're getting into 1080p footage. Now 1080p does use the full width of the sensor, so this is a 24mm lens, and it looks like 24mm. 1080p looks good and all when you're looking at it at 1080p, but so many people shoot 4K now, and it's just kind of the industry standard, and if you can't do that with your full lenses, then you're in trouble. Now, this is a focus tracking test, and it does a really good job of staying with me. It's smooth, but hold on a second and listen to it. You hear that clicking? Hear it again here. That sounds like a dolphin trying to find its mom. Again, it's really smooth and it works really well, but this absolutely forces you to use an external microphone, which frankly you should be doing anyway. I'm just going to leave you here with some shots from the Malibu Fire. Unfortunately, I was staying there and had to evacuate that morning. I will say I was in photo mode here, and if you just hit the record button, it switches right into video, but unfortunately it shoots you into 1080p 30 FPS, and I couldn't find any way to change it so I could be shooting 4K right away. So that's really disappointing. Also, you can see it did have some focus issues when shooting at full telephoto, so that'd be 105mm. In general, though, it looks pretty good, other than the shakiness, and I would love to see that reduced as well with in-body stabilization. This last shot you're about to see here was shot at ISO 6400, and it does a pretty good job, not too much noise. But overall, I'd have to say this camera is a non-starter for video shooters. It takes really nice looking stills, but the ergonomics are messed up there too. So this feels like a first gen camera, and I'm hopeful that they'll figure some stuff out and make it better in Gen 2. You can find my full review over at Gizmodo, and thanks for watching.